I also want to mention, I mean, I think Skinwalker Ranch is another very interesting topic
Definitely.
or an area which has again been studied by the government. Apparently, the government spent millions of dollars, pumped it into the study of this particular area under Bigelow.
Yes,
And
sir. Yeah.
I mean, this ranch, bro. I mean, what's happening there, or what's being reported at least? Right? We can't speak in definitive terms. You know, creatures that look like wolves and dogs that the farmers have shot at, and nothing's happened to
Yeah.
them. They've disappeared into thin air. You know, the skinwalker traditionally, from the natives' perspective, is a creature that shapeshifts, etc. You know, all of these things, the things in the sky, the lights. You know, the Prophet ﷺ, this reminded me of a narration. The Prophet said that the jinn are of three types or three kinds. Those that appear as dogs and snakes, those that fly through the air, and those that come and go. I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at Skinwalker Ranch and what's been reported, it's almost textbook
Yeah.
jinn activity, as we would say, right? But obviously
Yeah.
they fail to realize this because they don't have the tools to decipher this.
Go a little bit further back, because our history is different than what is taught in universities, right? Where our history is completely different. We have a history with the jinn that go back to our creation, and we have known about them since Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and they have been, through their leader Iblis, meddling in mankind's affairs the whole way through. And there's many ayah in the Quran that talk about that relationship between mankind and jinn, and some of the jinn are good and some of them are evil, and there's a whole tribe of them who under Iblis who seek to lead mankind astray. So you must have that in your mind when you talk about this topic, because what they say, i.e. the non-Muslims, and what they research and what they talk about, we know that there's an agenda, not necessarily from them but from the creature itself. Some Muslims might say, well, it could be an alien, another creature that has come from outer space, and it may be alien in nature. It may not exactly be the jinn. It's highly, highly unlikely that it's not the jinn. But even if it was an alien, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have, if it's going to affect the trajectory of mankind in such a way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have told us about it. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would have told us about it. It would have been clear. But instead, they talk frequently throughout the Quran, in the Hadith, about the jinn and how to protect yourself from it. So as Muslims, we have a protection. And as Muslims, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we have a knowledge of them. So we know that they're not as dangerous as they seem. But for those who don't know this, they are fascinated by them, and they almost in awe of some of the things that they could do. For example, in a time of Suleiman, which we don't live in,